Welcome to the workshop of Wood Spun Round. I'm Doug. We have a piece of cottonwood on the lathe tonight, and we're going to turn a small vase and then we're going to color it. Let's get started. Getting everything round and trued up. Let's go the other way here. There we go. There we go. Just wanted to do that before I use my parting tool, put a tenon on it. That's not too bad. Kind of like it. Use my parting tool and begin the part. I'm actually going to come back into this base that I left myself as waste. Stop there. Just wanted to get that started. Let's do a little bit of sanding. I can skip the 60 grit, don't need it. Looks like my paper gotten jumbled up a little bit. Here's 100 grit. Slow it down. There we go. Very inexpensive airbrush to apply this dye. This is the Intrinsic Color Collection from Hampshire Sheen over in England. These are water-based. They can be applied with a paper towel. I've done that several times. However, since I got this airbrush, and then I got a I've got a better airbrush kit. It's got a couple of brushes, I think. If I'm not mistaken, it's over there, but I can't quite see it. All right, I'm gonna let that dry. Not much left out of that. I am gonna spray what's there out. Like I said, it isn't much, it's already gone. Put my cap back on. And while we're letting this dry, it won't take but just a minute. In fact, it's already close. I'll hunt through my box here and pull out the color that I'm looking for. I'll pull out two. They're both greens. You'll understand here in a minute, I think. Still giving it just a minute. Anyway, these watercolor dyes, they work very, very well. I'm trying to think, if I'm not mistaken, they are from Hampshire Sheen. However, I believe I purchased them through the Walnut Log, who gets them in from England. Packages. He gets bulk stuff, repackages, of course, and then sends it out to people throughout the United States. I'm pretty sure that's where I get that from, because that's where I got my Hampshire Sheen high gloss wax from. Just turning the little compressor off. How are we doing here? Okay, what we're going to do, going back to my 320, give it another sanding. Wanting to take a lot of that black off, and what you'll see is that in places where the grain is a little bit softer, it will retain the black. Where it's a little bit harder, it will sand off. This piece of 320 and probably another one will be wrecked. In other words, they probably won't go through another project. When you want it to stop, it helps push the stop button, doesn't it? All right. Alright, that looks a mess, which is what I thought it would look like. We're going to add the first of the greens. This may be the only green I use, but then again, I may use more than even the two that I've pulled out. This is called forest green. It's the darker of the darkest of the greens. There's also a pear green, which is very bright, very yellow looking. I think you can already see where the black is causing that. It's highlighting the grain and making the green just that much more vibrant. We'll stop there. Now my only issue with this, cannot set it down. And I've got my power cord on one side of another cord, and here we go. All right, that's turned off. I want this to dry. One of the things we learned pretty quickly is when you turn on a hair dryer or a heat gun, you do it away from your work. Mine stays right over here to my left, and it stays in the midst of a pile of shavings and sawdust all the time. So pretty important that I make sure it's going to blow the dust out first that's collected. Sometimes that also causes it to not want to come on. I did that not long ago, where just double check and make sure it's not getting too hot. Anyway, I went to use it and it did not want to come on. It blew the dust out of it, flipped the switch a couple of times, and it came on. It's worked ever since. All right. So here we go again. Let's sand it. I'll be honest with you too. I tell you, this is going to look a mess. I'm going to think, what have I done? More than once. But from what I have seen in the past is that it's not until you put the lacquer on it that everything begins to take life. Almost did it. Almost stuck my finger right in the midst of that dye. Not a tragedy, because it would have washed right off, because it's water-based. And we're going to stop there. We're going to stop there. Let's dry that. That green looks a little darker than it did that first coat. I'll let you hang out with me here while I'm doing this, and when I get done with this, putting the dye on it, get it to where I'm liking it, I'm going to turn everything off. I'll work on hollowing the inside. I'll bring you back when we start to put the lacquer on the outside. All right. Here goes the dryer. Did not swipe my wife's dryer. Oops, I'm not ready for that. Gotta sand it. Gotta sand it. Blowing the dust off. Gotta turn it on. It won't. There we go. Sprayed that out. That's the last I'm going to use of that dark color. Let's let it dry. There is a color in here called honey that is pretty yellow. It's very good for brightening and blending when you use multiple colors. I think what I'm going to use instead of the honey this time, I'm going to use, we'll sand it back a little more lightly this time. I'm going to use the pear green, the brighter green. See, it's more of a yellow anyway. And then we'll see what it looks like. I'm liking that pretty good. Oops, still dark, still wet. I got this on low. It's just warm air. It's not the least bit hot. Oh, I'm kind of liking this. Kind of liking this. Kind of liking it. All right, we're gonna sit there, maybe. Oh yeah. Sand it again. Wow, I'm surprised that much of it sanded off that time. All right. Let's go with pear green. As I said, this is a little more on the yellow side. It's green. It's a very bright yellowy green. I may come back and spot some of the forest green on after this. However, I like this a lot. we go. We'll just set that aside. We're not going to use it anymore. I'm going to put the pear green away. If we use any more dye, it's going to be that forest green again. Turn that back on. One of the things I've learned in recent months is that that layering of the same color even makes a difference. That the depth of that color will come out once you start putting the finish on. So what you see now is going to be okay, but it really doesn't look like what it's going to look like after we get the finish on. And I will use a spray rattle can lacquer. I've gotten the same stuff. Try to see if I had a can right here close. I don't. But I've gotten the same spray can lacquer from everywhere. The big box stores, including Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, a few other places, but I've also gotten it at the dollar store. So it's just where they happen to have it at the time is where I get it. I try to keep a couple of cans on hand, and when I see I've only got one spare, I'll pick up another can the next time I'm out. That's dry, at least to the touch. I think I'm going to leave that right where it sits. Right where it sits. Well, trying to be a little better about closing things up when I'm get done with them. Put tools back away where they belong. I usually do my tools pretty good. I'm not real good on cleaning up and straightening up, but I do put things back where they belong. I have found that if I don't, I get lost. All right, we're going to stop at this point. I'm going to hollow, and I'll bring you back when it's time to put some lacquer on here. Well, welcome back. The dye job is just like it was when we left a few minutes ago. I am hollow now, down to about there. I wanted to leave just a little bit of weight in the very bottom. Sanded to 320, just like we did on the outside. But then I used my abrasive paste like I normally do, and then Hampshire Sheen's, not the high gloss wax, but the microcrystiline. I don't know if this is actually going to be used or not, but if it does, I didn't want any of the moisture that might go in there to cause any spotting or anything like that. So I'm ready now to put the first coat of lacquer on it, and here, right as I put it on, it will come to life. This is the lacquer that I typically use, the just Rustoleum lacquer. High luster coating, factory-like finish on wood and metal, and more ultra smooth. It's just a rattle can lacquer that you can get most anywhere. There we go. Can's getting just a little low. I've got a couple more. But I wanted you to see this first coat of lacquer as it goes on and gives it that oh my word, brings it to life. Here it comes. What do you think? What do you think? Didn't look bad before, but it looks even better now. Man, it is, even though we've put several coats of dye on there, it is still, it's got a couple of places here that are just drinking it up. All right, like I said, that's the first of many. I'll put 3 or 4 more on tonight. It'll get knocked back with Scotch-Brite first couple of times it'll be the gray ones, and then I'll use the white ones. Just knocking it back, knocking the top off of it, laying some more on there, letting it become as smooth as it possibly can. I don't know if you can see it. Right here it is, that's nice and glossy and wet. And then right in this area, it's just as dull, where it is soaked in, and it's soaking into the wood quite a bit. I'm amazed at how much it's soaking in. We're back again. This is the next day, actually, or is it 2 days? We're 2 days later. There are 16 coats of spray lacquer on this piece. I have done some polishing on the lacquer. There's some wax on it now. It is just about finished clearing up or gassing off, and I'm going to raise the speed. This is running at 250 just to have some air circulation around it. I'm going to raise the speed up about 1500 or so. We're going to buff it back, and then we'll part it off. Buffing the inside, or hit the inside, just to get any wax that I may have inadvertently gotten in on the inside. Now I'm sure the camera's not picking it up, but the shine is really coming through already. Too often we tend to wax or buff our wax a little too early. This has been sitting on here, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, something like that. In fact, it's not the first coat of wax, it's the second or third coat actually. But I wanted to bring you back so you could see the reveal, so to speak. Not pressing hard, just light pressure, moving back and forth, giving that wax some time to not only set up, but to do what it does so that the shine that's there can come out. Like I said, I did polish on the lacquer just a bit. Used some Yorkshire grit microfine. Could have used all sorts of things. Probably could have used some Meguiar's plastics or something of that nature. All kinds of things I could have used. The wax that I've got on here, just in case you want to know, there's no secret to wax really. Any wax that you would particularly like. This is some Acks wax. I have it. I have had it for a while. I've been working through a lot of other things. I want to. I've been kind of trying all of the combinations that are out there. Lots of products on the market. Been working through my shop-made abrasive paste, and we'll be working on. I've got some Acks. I want to use it a little more. I've also got Yorkshire grit, both the regular and the microfine. I used the microfine on here a while ago, just to bring out that shine all the better, level out what little bit of imperfection there was in the lacquer itself. Well, that feels so good underneath the paper towel. I'm going to give it one more bump in speed. There we go. And with that, I'm going to call it done. We'll slow it back down and we'll part it off. I did use the food and toy safe wax on the inside. I'm not changing that. Just give it a final buffing. Just drop her back down. Yeah, 500 looks good. Let me clear a couple things out of the way. Bring the tool rest back in. Now somebody did call me on one of the projects I recently did where I did not have on face shield or safety glasses. With this polishing, I did not have it on again. I do apologize for that. I am going to put it on, my face shield on, while I'm doing this parting. A little bit of air just to knock the dust out so I can see. And let's get it parted off here. Giving myself just a little bit of a relief cut on the lower side of the part and doing an undercut underneath the vase itself. There we go. And there you have it. One vase, nice and shiny, a little bit of dust. Come here, paper towel. I still need to sand off the bottom, clean it up just a bit, but as you can see, we've got a nice shiny finish. You may be saying to yourself, I don't like shine. And I understand that. That's not my favorite either. But when I'm coloring, I like to put a high gloss on there because that brings out the life. That bit right there is just phenomenal to me. The way that grain is running down and up, a V, and then the way it took the black dye before it took the green. Also like the way this inner corner here and the bottom edge held on to the black. I did go back and try to sand those a bit, but it would not come off. It was in the wood very well. So I'm excited about that one. Been seeing a good bit of good bit of green lately, and just thought I'd give my hand a try at turning a green piece. There you have it. Green vase, about 6 inches tall, about 3.25 wide at the very top. Wanted to remind you of just a couple of things. One is that, you know, Worldwide Wood Turners, that's always hard for me to say, worldwidewoodturners.org is a club. It's a club of international wood turners, people from all over the world. Most of us are here in the United States, but there are a few who come from England, some from, we've had people from, where else? Australia. South Africa, all over Great Britain, not just England, but all over Great Britain. And so it really is truly an international wood turning club. We'd love to have you. We start at 7 o'clock Eastern time, 6 o'clock Central. Simply back in the pickup, drop in the tailgate, and getting together to tell stories, to share experiences, ask questions, whatever, just very informal. Then at 7 o'clock Central, we start with our demonstrations. We usually have at least one, sometimes two. Every once in a while we have 3 demonstrations in a single night. But then after that we have time of gallery where you can show anything you want. I'll be showing this piece here this next Wednesday, and I hope you're there. Any questions you might have, or any questions anybody else has, I'll be glad to answer those questions. Others will be there. Some folks are brand new turners, and they're a little worried about sharing their work. Everybody is welcome to share their work. We have a no but rule. I like that, but no, we don't do that. We're going to brag on you. We're going to celebrate what you've done. If you're a brand new turner, it doesn't matter what you've done. We're going to celebrate that. Maybe you've been turning for a long, long time. We're going to celebrate that as well. So you come and join us on Worldwide Wood Turners. That's a Zoom meeting. So you go to the internet, look up, Google worldwidewoodturners.org. Don't even have to Google it. Put that in your browser. worldwidewoodturners.org. Down on that page, that's our web page. Down on the page, you'll see a button that says click to go to meeting. You click on that button, and that will take you to our Zoom meeting. You don't need a password or anything like that. You do need Zoom downloaded onto your device, whether it's a phone, a tablet, your computer, whatever your device is that you can tune in. That's the way you want to do it. You do that, and you can join the greatest wood turning club in the world, as we say. It really is a great club to come and share, to swap stories, to tell lies if you really want to. But we have a great time, and we'd love to have you with us. If you would, go down before you leave this video, go down and hit the like button. That just tells YouTube that you enjoyed it. They will show you more wood turning videos. The more of those like buttons that you hit of people turning, the more you will get those in your feed. If you'll also hit the subscribe button, that helps my channel out quite a bit. If you want to see my work over and over again, if you want to know when I put out a new video, if you'll hit not only subscribe but also the notification bell, and then click all, and as soon as I put out a new video, you'll get a notification from YouTube that I have uploaded a new video. I try to do them at least once a week, but sometimes it's more like 2 weeks before I get one out. I don't overload. Some people have overloaded me, and so I don't have their notifications coming up all the time. So, and that's okay too. But if you like it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Do notify all, and you'll get those as soon as I upload a new video. I've enjoyed having you with me tonight. Hope you'll join me again as we come to the shop and turn some wood round. This is Doug at Wood Spun Round. You have a great time in your shop.